Am I the asshole for not saying anything about the underwear? My 20-year-old daughter and her fiancé are currently staying with us. I love my daughter, but she is very difficult and I can't stand her fiancé. I gave them a deadline to move out because I can't take this anymore. They got into a massive fight the other day while my wife was out. I guess a pair of my wife's underwear got in with their laundry and she thought he was cheating. I think the fact she immediately jumped to cheating shows how bad their relationship is. She was waving the underwear around and I recognized them because they had a floral print, but I just let this ridiculous fight go on. My wife came home after about 30 minutes and said they were hers. My wife asked if I didn't realize they were hers and I accidentally laughed. My daughter burst into tears and won't talk to me. Her fiancé said we're fucked and left the house, but my wife thought it was funny.
Including me because I laughed too.
Not the asshole. If your first thought is cheating, not the other woman that lives in this house, you've got issues.
Not the asshole, it's not your fight either. Also, it's wild that your daughter would think that her fiancé was bringing girls into your house, he owned parents, to cheat on and accidentally leave underwear there. That's hilarious and I would have probably laughed, too. If I lived with another woman and the same thing happened to me, I feel like I would assume they were hers before anything else. My significant other and I keep our laundry separate and stuff of his still ends up in mine.
Not the asshole. You made a great point. If her first instinct is to accuse him of cheating, despite living in a household with another woman, meaning your wife, then they have some major problems that they should definitely work through before getting married. Honestly, it is pretty amusing that you let them ride it out on their own without your input.
Can't complain about people fighting when you could have stopped it. But you don't deserve to have an angry couple in your own home.
I'm stuck somewhere between everyone sucks here and not the asshole. It's not your fight. Your daughter sounds like a piece of work, and it sounds like they have some serious issues. However, you had the power to step in and easily resolve that specific conflict. Not to mention she was waving your wife's underwear around the house. You are, but that's hilarious and I'd have done the same thing.
Not the asshole, and I would have done the same. Stop acting crazy and take a moment to think. Love it, brother.
You are the asshole. You might not agree with her choice of boyfriends, but you could have saved her some grief here. You obviously hurt her feelings by laughing. What's done is done and they might break up sooner or later for other reasons, but you didn't have your daughter's back.
Yes, everything about their relationship sucks and their behavior might be terrible and immature, but sitting there watching your daughter get upset and hurt while knowing that the underwear wasn't some other woman's was an asshole move.
You are the asshole. I'm not sure why you're contributing to drama when there are so many reality shows, but your family sounds trashy.
Not the asshole. That was a hell of a leap on your daughter's part to assume cheating. If he was cheating, would he really bring the other woman to his Finis's parents' house, who he lives with, during a pandemic when people are home more than ever? How the hell would he be able to pull that off and not get caught?
You are the asshole. You yourself described this fight as massive, so that means you let a massive emotionally draining conflict play out and then sniggered like an idiot when it was revealed that you were in a position to de-escalate with no effort needed whatsoever. Honestly, it seems like you were just happy that she and the fiancé you don't like got in a fight.
You are the asshole. I don't know why you thought it was a good idea to let her fiancé get yelled at and accused of cheating for a simple mistake. There is literally no reason to not point out it was your wife's underwear. Definitely you are the asshole. If someone is getting emotionally hurt from a prank, it's not a prank, it's just being a dick. You're also making the assumption that her trust issues are coming from her current boyfriend and not something from a past relationship or, I don't know, maybe her dad that withholds information causing her to get in a needless fight. Hard to say where the trust issues are.
You know, not the asshole. Like, you definitely could have said something, but it is absurd they didn't assume it was your wife's first.
You are the asshole for obvious reasons. Not the asshole. Wasn't your fight. Why would you go anywhere near their fight to investigate the panties? Also, it really is hilarious.
Oh, you're definitely an asshole, but a very valid asshole. This is a moment where being a dick is completely justified and funny AF.
Everyone sucks here except the wife, but it was funny.
You are the asshole.
Yes, of course you're the asshole. You didn't even bother presenting any evidence to the contrary. This is bragging.
Yay. They need to find someplace else to be crazy. Not the asshole. Do they understand that this isn't their house and they have to respect it and behave?
YTA. Have some compassion for your own kid instead of literally laughing at her being in distress. If shush's difficult, I can see why.
Everyone sucks here. Yeah, sure, they were fighting and you felt she was going overboard, but you don't know if that was a problem prior to this. Not a lot of couples will tell their parents a partner was unfaithful in the past if they plan to work through it. You should have just told her it was her mom's. Mom is good for telling your daughter. Greater than I recognized them because they had a floral print, but I just let this ridiculous fight go on. If this was my kid, I wouldn't have let them keep fighting personally. I would have at least tried to mediate to help teach them how to properly communicate when fighting. It's something my mom has done for me and my husband when we get into a stupid fight, and honestly it's helped us a lot to be a better couple. But that's just my opinion.
Look man, it's kinda you are the asshole because you could have stopped it, and just because you don't like him doesn't mean you should ruin their relationship just because it's funny. YTA. Everyone in the comments thinks this is hilarious, but I can assure you that anyone actually in this situation would not find it funny. We are just taking Op's word that their relationship sucks when that may not be the case. Personally, my parents do love my boyfriend, so maybe it's hard for me to understand, but if I found a woman's underwear in my laundry, which is pretty understandable to guess cheating from, and my dad was able to clear my boyfriend's name but didn't cause he doesn't like our relationship, I would never forgive him and my boyfriend would absolutely never feel comfortable around family again. Op already gave them notice to leave. It's not necessary to also destroy the relationship. If it's not meant to be, they gotta figure that out for themselves.
Not the asshole. I hope your daughter doesn't have kids with that guy because it is not going to work out. If she jumped immediately to cheating instead of the other woman living in the house, there are some serious trust issues. And trust is the foundation of a healthy relationship. Also, if he was cheating, who leaves without their underwear? I never understood that.
Everyone sucks here. Their relationship is shit. But it sounds like you were basically going, I guess this is my soap opera for today, why would I say anything to stop it? That's pretty toxic too, mate.
You are the asshole. I usually don't comment much, but you are very much the asshole. If your daughter is difficult to deal with, most likely is due to the way she was raised. She's 20 and it's normal she feels insecure about life in general. You, as her father, feeding those insecurities, laughing about them and coming to Reddit of all places looking for support after your own daughter burst into tears in front of you just shows how much of a shitty person you are. This is only my 2 cents on the matter anyway.
You are the asshole. You intentionally let your daughter believe that her partner betrayed her because you don't like the relationship or him. Such a nice dad.
Everyone sucks here except your wife, but I 100% would have laughed too. Her first thought was cheating, which shows that they should either work through stuff extensively before marriage, or they are just looking for that one thing that breaks it so they can end it while pinning it on the other.
I feel a bit sympathetic to your daughter's perspective, because I've been in a similar situation as she has, as described. The problem is, my man did cheat. He was working with me on reconciliation, and if that happened with your daughter, it could have torn open those stitches in the relationship, especially if it was recent. Again, this is all just speculation, but your daughter ended up in tears. Your actions, or non-action, might have been amusing, but it still hurt her in the end. So, that perspective is why I'm going to go with you are the asshole. I get that it's funny, but she still ended up hurting, partially because you didn't say anything, and you could have.
Not the asshole. $5 said if you'd said, actually, those are my wife's, your daughter would switch tracks to, OMG you're fucking my mom. You are the asshole. You hate the boyfriend, could have stopped the argument you're complaining about, but instead thought it would be funny to listening to your jealous daughter accuse the innocent boyfriend of an affair in the same home where you all live together. You are definitely the asshole. If you don't want them living with you, ask them to leave.
I couldn't imagine living with two 20-year-olds in a toxic relationship. I'd definitely end up the asshole if I was in your shoes.
Not the asshole. If she didn't believe her husband, why would she believe you?
You are the asshole. You caused your daughter and her fiancé to fight when you could have stopped it, and it was just because you don't like her fiancé. No matter what your opinion is, let her make her own decisions.
Finding someone else's underwear in the laundry and assuming their partner is cheating doesn't mean their relationship is bad. Wouldn't that be the natural assumption for a lot of people? You could have nipped the disagreement in the bud, but you wanted to stir the pot. It seems like you had ulterior motives because you can't stand her fiancé and want them out of the house. You toyed with their relationship for your amusement. You are the asshole.
You are the asshole. You know you're the asshole here, man. You intentionally allowed your daughter to suffer undue emotional distress cause you don't like the BF. That's seriously fucked up.
Your daughter sounds insufferable to deal with. Who jumps to cheating when you live with other women in the house? You are an R, though, because you could have diffused the situation easily and chose not to simply because you don't like their relationship. You also laughed at your daughter for having a fight with her fiancé, which isn't cool either.
Not the asshole. Let people make fools of themselves. My ex-roommates got into an argument because she found a lighter and accused him of lying. It was my lighter.
You are the asshole. Insecurity could be another reason your daughter jumped to cheating right off the bat. It doesn't necessarily mean their relationship is bad. You let them fight and say hurtful things to each other and you could have prevented it. Just because you don't like her fiancé doesn't mean you should put either of them through that. It was really shitty. I can totally understand why your daughter is pissed.
But you are at least a funny asshole. She found women's underwear and instantly assumed cheating, not a laundry mix-up with the other woman in the house. Let them fight. You are the asshole.
Not the asshole. They are not ready for marriage if she automatically jumps to cheating. I wouldn't think anything of it if I lived with my mother.
Hilarious SSSSS rolling on the floor laughing hard to call you the though. But they suck a lot more.
You are the asshole. Yes, she jumped to conclusions. But you allowed your daughter to feel hurt and betrayed all the while knowing the truth, and it turns out the person willing to hurt and betray her was you. I can't imagine how you could see your child in senseless pain, have knowledge that could fix it, and then not fix it.